Bonjour, my freaky darlings. How are you all doing today? You joined me in our new room. Woo! It's so cool. I'm not going to give you a tour of it because I can't be bothered. But yeah, this is what my setup's going to be now. Like, look at this. These were just casually placed here, by accident. And this is my newest one. So as you know, this video is about the main theme of no happiness. I'm just going to hold on to this beautiful thing because I like to hold on to things whilst I'm thinking. So the main theme about no happiness is, of course, the corruption and capitalism of universities, and how, in my opinion, universities are more than often just scams. So obviously not going too deep into it, but my opinion pretty much basically is that education should be free, no matter what level it's at. University fees are just basically another tax, another lifelong tax. And quite frankly, if you're studying to do something that contributes to society, especially something like we need, like medicine, basically all the important stuff that we need to make society function, you shouldn't be charged for it, funnily enough, because society needs it. So, as usual, I'm going to talk about the theme a little bit and how that kind of reflects in the book. So, with university culture, I'm always in two minds about it because I completely fundamentally disagree that universities should be charged for. Education should be free, as I've said. And I find it kind of disgusting that a lot of universities have this capitalist culture where chancellors and vice-chancellors are earning God knows how much money and are profiting off of students that are just essentially moneymakers. It kind of loses any essence of what it should be, which is the crux of education. If universities were there to purely educate, they would be free, because that's what we want, to encourage people to join our society with, skilled labour. But unfortunately, the fact of the matter is universities aren't like that in countries that charge university fees. You are a product that they earn money from, and they do not care how successful you are or whether you use that degree later on in life. They don't care. They've got their money from you, so you're kind of left to it, if you know what I mean. So like I said, I'm always kind of in two minds about this sort of thing. Personally speaking, I just find university just disgusting. I had literally the worst experience, one of the worst experience ever. Except for my third year, that was pretty damn good because I had an amazing main lecturer then, and I was taught the reality of things by him. He was an inspiration, so that was great. And then I made a massive mistake going for a master's and an MLit at a very prestigious university. However, there are a lot of people out there that have had brilliant experiences with universities, that have used their university degree and owe everything to their university courses. So I'm not saying for one second that universities should be scrapped whatsoever. I'm saying it should be free. That sound like a little bit like a broken record, but it should be. So where we come to this in the book, Grady Murray, the main character, finds himself in a very similar situation. His degree's going nowhere. The lecturing staff do not care. The university do not care about him. He's getting no support. You will find a lot of, if you don't want to depress yourself, don't bother looking, but you can just search engine statistics of student depression and worse things in these sorts of universities nowadays. And the culture of capitalist universities is also quite disgusting. So he finds himself in that sort of situation. His degree's going nowhere. He's got no support from any of the staff or the university at all. So what he does is he evacuates everybody from the buildings, from the campuses, via fire alarm, makes sure every single person's out, hacks into their finance systems, transfers all the money back to the students, and then he uses a bomb to blow them all up, as in the buildings of the campuses, so the university's left with nothing. Everyone survives, everyone's happy because they've got their money back, except the university doesn't exist anymore. Brilliant. Honestly, if I had my way, all universities that charge fees would be destroyed. But I'm not going to do that because I don't want to be a criminal. So Grady, though, and his friends are taken to that extreme, and then they make this massive movement that it was called the No Happiness Movement, not entitled by them. It was just by pure chance it was entitled that. You'll find out in the book. It's a movement that destroys all capitalist universities that charge money for education, which should be free. Which I just think is so extreme, yet so clever and so passion-filled at the same time. Of course, Grady is not able to do this without consequences. Now, there are a lot of people in the world, in real world, and obviously in the book, that thrive off of the income, the mass amount of income that the higher education sector draws in from its students, especially nowadays. When I went to university, I'm showing my age here, but when I went to university, it was like £3,000. I paid £3,000 per year. I had no maintenance because I lived with my parents, and I just paid it off with my evenings and weekend jobs. I didn't actually have a student loan. Whereas nowadays, I don't know how the heck you're supposed to afford it, because what is it, £9,000 plus a year now? And then that's not even maintenance. It's disgusting. So yeah, universities and their higher education sector people earn a lot of money. The higher up people earn a lot of money from this, and they're not going to give up their precious money without a fight. And Grady Murray is obviously taking that from them. So there's a lot of assassination attempts on Grady. There's a lot of attacks on him and his friends, and he's got to survive this. And he does have to question as well, because obviously not everyone's of the same opinion as Grady or me. Some people, like I said, love universities, even though they're paying these extortionate amounts. They owe everything to it. So Grady has to question, am I truly doing the right thing? Because when he blows up a campus, you've got some students that are probably in his same position going like, oh, thank God, and I've got all my money back. I can start afresh. Freshers, or you've got students that have just had their whole campus and their whole future kind of blown to smithereens. Even though they've got their money back, they're not happy about that, and rightfully so, maybe. It's a huge, great big moral dilemma, and it's all in here. So, my lovelies, if you've been affected by awful universities that treat you like rubbish, feel free to have a little read, or even if you're just interested anyway, just have a little read, because it touches on some very, very important subjects, namely our corrupt, rubbish higher education sector and how it needs to be changed, made free. I will see you soon, my lovelies. Take care, and I'll love you infinitely. Bye.